Welcome to an extraordinary journey into the world of American numismatics, where history, rarity, and a touch of mystery converge in the form of a single small copper coin. Today, we dive deep into the captivating story of the 1978 Lincoln Penny, a humble coin with an astonishing secret. One example of this coin has stunned collectors worldwide with a price tag of $167,000 US. How can a common coin from the late 1970s become a prized treasure worth a small fortune? What secrets does this coin hold? And how can you spot one that might be hiding in your own pocket change? Buckle up, because this isn't just a tale about a coin, it's a journey through American history, minting technology, collector culture, and the hidden gems that sometimes lie in plain sight. Chapter 1. The Context: America in 1978. To understand the 1978 Lincoln Penny, we need to step back into the year it was struck. 1978 was a year of transition. Jimmy Carter was president, inflation was a concern, and the Cold War continued to cast its shadow. Amid these larger global narratives, the U.S. Mint quietly produced billions of Lincoln cents coins that would be passed from hand to hand, barely noticed, until one of them became legendary. These were the last pennies to feature the Lincoln Memorial reverse before a pivotal change in the early 1980s, when the composition of the coin itself would shift from bronze to a copper-plated zinc core. In many ways, 1978 was the final chapter of an era. Chapter 2. Design and Specifications. The Lincoln Cent, introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, had remained largely unchanged for decades. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features a right-facing portrait of Lincoln with the simple inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1978. The reverse, created by Frank Gasparo, displays the Lincoln Memorial, replacing the original wheat ears in 1959, marking Lincoln's 150th birthday. In 1978, the penny was still composed primarily of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. But this seemingly ordinary coin would produce one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever known. Chapter 3. The Coin That Shocked the World. $167,000. Let's talk about the legend. The 1978 Lincoln Penny that fetched $167,000 at auction. What made it so special? This wasn't just any 1978 penny. It was struck with extraordinary precision. Graded MS6 7+ red by PCGSN ultra rare grade for this year and type. But it wasn't just the grade. This specimen also displayed what collectors believe to be unique strike characteristics, potentially the result of a transitional error, planchet anomaly, or die state that set it apart from the billions of other pennies minted that year. It may have been struck on a planchet intended for a foreign coin, or it may have exhibited double dies or even off-metal errors. Even uncirculated examples, those never used, tend to top out around MS60 for Orem S65. But in 2016, one very special Jefferson nickel from 1981 broke all expectations. Certified by PCGS as MS67 with full steps, this coin became a legend. At auction, collectors went wild. Bidding soared, and when the gavel finally came down, it sold for an astonishing $158,625. What made this specific coin so valuable? It was a combination of three factors: condition, rarity, and eye appeal. There were simply no other known examples from that year in such pristine condition with full steps. For advanced collectors trying to complete a registry set, it was a must-have. So how can you tell if your 1981 Jefferson nickel might be worth something? Start by looking closely at the reverse of the coin, specifically at Monticello. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop. Are all the steps clearly visible, without breaks or blurring? That's the first step literally and figuratively. Then check the overall condition. Is the coin uncirculated, free from scratches, wear, and dings? Does it have a sharp strike and a strong luster? If it passes those tests, you might be holding something special. The next step would be to have it evaluated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Only then can its true value be determined. But remember, these valuable coins are incredibly rare. Most 1981 nickels are worth only face value. However, the hunt is half the fun. And knowing what to look for turns every coin you find into a potential jackpot. There's another angle to this story that makes it even more interesting. The forgotten legacy of the Jefferson nickel itself. For decades, it was the underdog of American coinage, overshadowed by the penny and the silver dollar. The nickel was often ignored by collectors. But in recent years, that's changed. With the rise of registry sets and specialized collectors focusing on full steps varieties, the Jefferson nickel has gained newfound respect. Coins like the 1981 MS67FS have led the charge, turning what was once pocket change into prized artifacts. And who knows, maybe the next $158,000 nickel is still out there, tucked away in an old coin jar, hidden in a drawer, or mixed in with everyday change. So the next time you come across a Jefferson nickel, especially one from 1981, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look. You might just find a treasure that could change your life. A true 1988 Lincoln quarter error would likely stand out immediately. The wrong portrait, unusual inscriptions, perhaps even a Lincoln memorial reverse where the eagle should be. If you see one, don't spend it. Have it authenticated by a third party. Grading service like PCGS or NGC. If it's real, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a six-figure treasure. Now, let's dive into the numismatic implications. The existence of a coin like this calls into question the mint's quality control. It also sparks debates within the collecting community. Should such coins be considered legitimate U.S. coinage? Are they accidental art? Or are they just high-value mistakes? Collectors often fall into two camps: those who see these mules as valuable oddities, and those who think they're overrated mint errors. But no matter where you stand, the market doesn't lie. One such coin has sold for over $111,000 at auction. And that's not a rumor, it's a documented sale. Why so expensive? Let's break down the reasons. Extreme rarity. Only a handful known to exist. Type of error: mule coins are among the rarest mint mistakes. Date -1988 isn't an especially old year. Finding such a major error from this period is unusual. Public fascination: Lincoln on a quarter creates intrigue and confusion. Condition: the known coin was in exceptional shape. This is the perfect storm for coin. Collectors: rarity, mystery, condition, price. But before we wrap up, here's the big question. Could there be more of these coins out there? It's entirely possible. These types of errors often go unnoticed for years. Many collectors believe that additional examples might still be sitting in pocket change, coin jars, or forgotten collections. So the next time you're sorting your change, look closely, especially at your 1988 quarters. You could be holding one of the rarest and most valuable modern coins ever produced by accident. What would you do if you found one? Would you sell it, keep it, frame it, or start your own numismatic museum? Whatever you decide, just remember the treasure might already be in your hands. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting! Don't forget to like, comment, and share this story with your fellow coin hunters. Who knows? You might just inspire someone to check their change and uncover a six-figure surprise. Stay curious, stay sharp, and keep digging. Have you ever held a nickel in your hand and wondered if it might be worth a small fortune? It may sound unbelievable, but one seemingly ordinary 1986 Jefferson Nickel has stunned collectors and investors alike, selling for a jaw-dropping $159,000. Yes, one coin, just 5 cents in face value, turned into a small fortune. But what made this coin so incredibly valuable? Why 1986? And how can you tell if the Jefferson nickel in your pocket change might be the next hidden treasure? Today, we dive deep into the story, history, and secrets of the 1986 Jefferson nickel, what sets it apart, how it was made, what errors to look for, and how one coin changed everything for a lucky collector. Let's start by taking a step back to understand the roots of the Jefferson nickel. Introduced in 1938, the Jefferson nickel replaced the Buffalo nickel that had circulated for 25 years. Designed by artist Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel featured the bust of America's third president, Thomas Jefferson, on the obverse, and Monticello his Virginia home on the reverse. For decades, the design remained virtually unchanged, and billions were minted. It was a workhorse coin of the American economy. But not all nickels are created equal. Fast forward to 1986. By then, the Jefferson nickel had been in circulation for almost 50 years. The U.S. Mint struck over 962 million nickels that year across the Philadelphia and Denver mints. A common coin, right? Yes and no. For most of those coins, their journey was unremarkable. They were exchanged for goods, dropped into jars, and forgotten in couch cushions. But in a rare twist of minting fate, 11986, Jefferson nickel, was born different, and it would later rock the numismatic world. So what made this one coin worth $159,000? It wasn't the age. It wasn't the metal content. It's still the standard copper-nickel alloy. It wasn't even a low mintage. The answer lies in 3 powerful forces in the world of coin collecting: condition, error, and rarity. Let's unpack each one. First, condition. In the coin world, condition is king. The Sheldon scale is used to grade coins from 1 to 70, with MS70 being a perfect, flawless coin. The 1986 Jefferson nickel in question was graded MS68 full steps, a near perfect specimen. What does full steps mean? It refers to the steps on Monticello on the reverse of the coin. On most nickels, the steps wear down quickly or are weakly struck to begin with. A full steps designation means that the steps are sharply defined and complete, an extremely rare feature. Especially on older coins, it signals exceptional strike quality. But even an MS68 full steps coin wouldn't normally fetch such a high price. So what else was at play? The second factor, mint errors. This particular 1986 Jefferson nickel is believed to have a remarkable mint error, most likely a striking anomaly, such as a die clash, off-center strike, or even being struck on the wrong planchette. As with many famous coin discoveries, this coin didn't surface in a government vault. It was found by a collector, a dedicated numismatist with a sharp eye and a bit of luck. Reportedly, the coin was part of a private collection, forgotten in a small estate in the Midwest. The owner had passed away, and the heirs, not fully aware of what they had, brought the collection to an appraiser. That's when the coin caught someone's eye. It was lighter. It rang differently when dropped. It shined like no other 1950 penny should. It was then submitted to a major grading company, PCGS, and authenticated. The grade? 1000s to 67, nearly perfect. The confirmation? A 1 of 1, never seen before error. And the value? At auction, it blew past expectations and hit the magical $2 million mark. Chapter 5. Why collectors go wild for error coins. You might wonder why an error would increase the value of a coin. Shouldn't a mint mistake make it less desirable? Actually, it's the opposite. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is king. And nothing is rarer than a coin that was never meant to exist. Collectors prize error coins because they represent freak events in the meticulous world of minting. Double dies, off-center strikes, Planchette errors. Wrong metal strikes. These anomalies are stories frozen in metal. The 1950 off-metal Lincoln penny is the crown jewel of these anomalies. It has the date, the design, the look of a standard penny, but the soul of something completely different. Chapter 6. The mystery deepens. How did this error happen? There's no official record of the mint striking Lincoln cents on silver plankets in 1950. Some speculate that it may have been struck during a period of foreign coin production, when the U.S. Mint was contracted to produce coins for countries like the Philippines, Cuba, and others. Others believe it was a test strike that accidentally made its way out of the mint. Some whisper it could have been a deliberate creation, a so-called mint mule, smuggled out by an insider. The truth, we may never know, but that's part of what makes this coin so compelling. The mystery adds to its legend. Chapter 7. The legacy of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny has been in continuous production since 1909, the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. It has seen wars, economic booms and busts, cultural revolutions, and technological changes. The 1950 silver strike stands among the giants, alongside the 1943 copper cent, the 1969S double die, and the 1909 SVDB. It's not just a coin, it's a legend. Chapter 8. Could you find one too? Now you might be wondering, could there be more of these out there? It's possible. The U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents over the decades, and only a fraction have been closely examined by professional graders. If another 1950 penny struck on a silver planchette exists, it could still be sitting in someone's collection, a penny jar, or a forgotten drawer.